Fiji. Just hearing the name brings to mind visions of idyllic beaches, crystal clear turquoise waters and palm trees gently swaying in the breeze. It's the ultimate escape, the kind of screensaver paradise where all your worries seem to vanish into thin air. But here's the twist. People actually live in this paradise, going about their daily lives amidst the beauty. Beyond the luxurious resorts, there's a vibrant world waiting to be discovered. Bustling markets, kids playing rugby, and families gathering for church. This is the Fiji you don't see in travel ads. A place rich with deep culture, a complex history, and a social fabric as intricate and beautiful as its traditional art and crafts. Here, community, family, and respect are the cornerstones of life. When you land, you're not just a tourist, you're stepping into someone's home, a place with its own unique rules and secrets. The famous Fijian hospitality is genuine, but beneath the warm smiles, society is carefully balancing tradition and modernity. Especially when it comes to love and relationships, things get really interesting and complex. So, while you sip that refreshing coconut cocktail, remember, there's a whole story unfolding around you, rich with culture and tradition. We're pulling back the curtain on the unwritten rules of romance in Fiji. Forget the movie cliches and stereotypes. Let's dive into the real Fiji, where the heart wants what it wants, but culture, family, and economics have a lot to say in the matter. Fijian romance has a secret menu, one that's hidden in plain sight, woven into daily life and whispered between glances. It's a menu you won't find in any guidebook, no matter how hard you search or how many pages you turn. On the surface, Fijian romance looks traditional. Family is everything, dating is discreet, and marriage is about uniting not just two people, but entire families and their histories. There are protocols to follow, trusted go-betweens, and a whole lot of indirect communication that keeps things respectful and subtle. But then, tourism arrived, bringing with it new ideas about love, relationships, and what it means to connect. Now, young Fijians juggle two worlds. They might use dating apps to meet someone new, but they also know the deep meaning of presenting a tabua, a sacred whale's tooth, when asking for a hand in marriage, honoring ancient customs. Social media and family expectations often collide, creating a unique blend of old and new pressures. It's not simply old versus new, it's both, layered together, sometimes harmoniously, sometimes in tension. Romance here is beautifully complicated. A smile from a local woman to a tourist might mean something totally different than the same smile to a local man. Context is everything. The rules shift and change depending on who you are, where you're from, and even where you are standing. It's a subtle, unspoken language of glances, gestures, and timing. For outsiders, it can be completely baffling to interpret. But don't worry, we're about to decode it together, step by step. Welcome to the secret menu of Fijian romance, where every gesture has a hidden meaning. Let's take a closer look at what's really being served and discover the flavors of love in Fiji. Imagine Joan, a local guy, saving for weeks to take a girl on a simple date. Then Chad, a tourist, shows up and offers a Hollywood-style evening without breaking a sweat. It's not a fair fight. Chad brings a speedboat to Joan's canoe race. But it's not just about money. Foreigners are exotic, a window into a world locals have only seen online. They represent adventure and possibility. Plus, the usual social rules relax around tourists. Interactions feel more open, less pressured. It's a perfect storm. Economic disparity, the allure of the new, and a temporary suspension of tradition. The tourist effect means foreign men have advantages they don't even realize. They're playing on easy mode, while locals watch from the sidelines. For local guys, it's frustrating, but for everyone, it's a fascinating social experiment. The game is the same, but the rules change when outsiders enter. And that changes everything. Let's be honest, money matters. The economic gap between tourists and locals is huge. A tourist's dinner can cost more than a local's weekly wage. For some Fijian women, a relationship with a foreigner isn't just romance, it's opportunity. It's about helping family, seeking stability, and dreaming of a different life. Love and opportunity blur together. It's not just gold digging, it's survival and hope. Even short-term dating a tourist means access to experiences most locals can't afford. For a while, they get to live in the tourist world, right in their own country. Who wouldn't be tempted by that? It's a fantasy, brief, but real while it lasts. The economic reality shapes every interaction, whether anyone admits it or not. And that's part of the story too. Meet Sarah, a housekeeper whose life changed when she dated a New Zealander. In a world where expectations are set early, Sarah found herself drawn to someone who saw her differently. He asked about her dreams, something local boys rarely do, focusing instead on tradition and family roles. For a moment, she felt truly seen as an individual, not just a future wife or mother, but as someone with her own hopes and ambitions. Then there's Moses, a rugby player and tour guide who knows the island's stories as well as his own. He watches tourists become instant celebrities, their presence turning heads, while local men feel like they're running a race with a head start they'll never catch, always a few steps behind. A bartender jokes, "Be yourself or buy her a boat." It's a line that gets a laugh, but it's rooted in truth. The laughter hides a sting. Sometimes, what you can provide matters more than who you are, and that reality weighs on many. An elder woman points to teens scrolling Instagram. They see glamour and want it, but forget that family and land are forever. Her words echo through generations. These stories aren't just about romance, they're about identity, pride, and the tension between tradition and change, between what's expected and what's possible. Locals feel the pressure of competing with foreign wealth and the allure of a globalized world, where dreams can seem both closer and further away. But beneath it all, there's a longing for connection, respect, and something real, something that lasts beyond the surface. The battle isn't just local men versus foreign men, it's old values versus new temptations, and the struggle to find balance. Fiji's love stories are as complex as the islands themselves, layered with history, hope, and heartache. Every romance is shaped by history, hope, and the push and pull of two worlds, one rooted in tradition, the other reaching for something new. The real drama isn't just in the resorts, it's in the hearts of the people, in their daily choices and quiet moments. And every story is a window into Fiji's soul, revealing the dreams and dilemmas of a changing nation. These are the stories that matter, the ones that shape who we are and who we hope to become. And they're happening every day, in every village, on every shore, as Fiji writes its own story, one day at a time. For local Fijian men, watching tourists sweep in with money and confidence is tough. It's not just about losing out on romance, it's about feeling invisible in your own home. Swagger and bravado become ways to reclaim pride, even if tourists misread it as aggression. There's a silent competition. Locals see tourists as bypassing tradition, while tourists don't even realize there's a contest. Some men grow cynical, others double down on tradition, and many just try to adapt. They're not victims, but the playing field is tilted. Their story is a vital, often overlooked part of Fiji's secret love life. Resorts are bubbles of perfection. Foreign currency, English language, and every need met with a smile. But step outside, and you find the real Fiji, slower, relational, and rooted in tradition. Here, status comes from family and community, not money. Romance follows ancient protocols, gifts, family meetings, and community involvement. For Fijian women working in resorts, every day is a balancing act between two worlds. Their value shifts depending on which side of the resort gate they're on. Understanding this duality is key to understanding Fijian romance. The real sparks fly where these worlds collide. Amidst all the complexity, real love stories bloom in Fiji every day. Some foreigners fall in love, embrace the culture, and build lives that bridge two worlds. These stories are quiet, but powerful, built on respect, patience, and love. The most common love story, though, is between two Fijians, rooted in shared values and community. It's a love that weathers storms and is celebrated by all. Fiji's romance isn't a simple headline. It's a mosaic of 1,000 stories. It's about economic pressure, cultural curiosity, frustration, and deep love. The real love story is Fiji's journey to define its own future, and that's a story worth telling. So what's the big conclusion? There isn't a simple answer. Love in Fiji is complicated, woven from tradition, economics, and modern dreams. The real romance isn't just in the resorts, it's in the villages, the markets, and the spaces between two worlds. To truly know Fiji, you have to look beyond the beaches and see the people, their hopes, struggles, and stories. Fiji is more than a destination. It's a living culture with a giant heart. The untold truth about romance here is that it reflects the nation itself, proud, resilient, and always evolving. Thanks for joining this journey. There are so many more stories to tell. Stick around, and let's discover them together.